I'm a neuroscientist by training and also a mathematician by training. I run the Stanford Artificial Retina Project, which is a multi-institution, multidisciplinary collaboration of people who are developing the retinal implant that we have designed based on years of research. We hear about interdisciplinary science crossing disciplines. So for us, between neuroscience, neurosurgery, ophthalmology, bioengineering, electrical engineering, physics, material science, all of those disciplines, we couldn't do this without real communication and back and forth between these different disciplines. And that's a hallmark, I think, of Stanford University, is our support and ability to create these interdisciplinary interactions.
After some searching, I came to the most well-understood circuit of the brain, which is the retina. Now, when you're a tiny little embryo, there are two bulges that form out of the brain, and that becomes your retina. The neural circuitry of the retina transmits different types of visual information to different targets in the brain, and our technology aims to reproduce those precise patterns of activity in a way that no previous technology has.
We have kind of two parallel approaches going on in the lab. The first is what we call the ex vivo team, which is working on the ex vivo experiments and the algorithms in order to improve our approach towards vision restoration. And then the other part of the team is working on in vivo, and that is associated with developing the actual physical implant device that will eventually implant into a human patient. And then at the end, we're putting these two approaches together in order to hopefully create a high fidelity functioning vision restoration device.
Primarily, I work on electrical stimulation of retinal populations of neurons. So we take these tiny electrodes and we interface them with populations of neurons that respond to light in your eye. And based on the signals that we record from those populations of neurons, we can tell which cells are stimulated by the light, and then we also turn around and use those same electrodes to artificially stimulate those neurons with electrical stimulation.
So our in vivo device is designed to be placed inside of the eyeball, resting at the back on top of the retina. And it's sort of like a pancake stack that consists of an electronic chip at the heart, a piece of contoured glass at the bottom that contours to the curvature of the retina, and a grab feature on top for the surgeon to move the device around inside of the eye.
My role has to do with the retina chip that we use for the Stanford Artificial Retina Project. So this is route 2. Here is where the actual magic happens. So computer is where we put in controls for the chip and also get data. So the chip is actually recording right now. This is data that we're getting out. And computer talks to FPGA, FPGA talks to chip. Obviously, this is a lot bigger than what you'd see for an implant, but this is to make sure that everything actually is working the way it's supposed to. So there's a lot of testing points and probing points.
My job consists on creating the device from scratch. So everything starts with a glass interposer. It's a very tiny piece of glass with more than 1,000 vertical holes. The chip that is on top can connect with the electrodes that are going to be at the bottom of the device.
Welcome to the clean room. This is the laboratory where I carry out all the microfabrication processes for the artificial retina device. So we have 3 different baths, and once we put the wafer inside of them and then wash it with water, we are ready to put it inside of the furnace. Everything's gonna go inside, and the process is gonna run for 8 hours.
We have settled on the design of the device that we think can do the job. And we are assembling the various pieces with our collaborating partners who help us figure out how to put this device together. We anticipate being able to have our first in vivo experiments sometime in the period of the next approximately 6 months if things go reasonably well. And that is incredibly exciting because it will be our first in vivo demonstration of what our technology can do. I hope it will do what we are planning.